Hi there. I'm feeling much better. I'm still recovering from my shingles incident in all of March, but my health-wise is a lot better. My energy is up. I was able to run around in the sunshine today, go to the gym. I was very, very happy. Like, my attitude towards like life and living everything is like really good right now. So I decided to film my second video. This is a very this is in addition to my pickups video that I had for last March. But because this haul is so much bigger, I decided to separate this from my previous one. So what's going on right now is that PlayStation is going to start shutting down the PlayStation 3 store, PSP store, and the PS Vita store this summer. So I've decided to take down like a bunch of I basically created a spreadsheet of all the games I want to buy in order to download them before they go away, because some of them are really tough to find physically, and once those things are gone from the digital store, that's it. You won't be able to get them anywhere else. Like, for instance, like the Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 games, which were like PlayStation 1 titles, that fetch like $200 plus. Same thing with Tron, insane. It's like $500 plus for that. And it's much cheaper to get them on the PlayStation Network and the PlayStation Store for like, I think they're like $6 to $10 respectively. So yeah, those types of games, once they're out, once they close down the store, you won't be able to really reasonably obtain them anymore. So I'm looking for those particular titles. There's some other ones on there that I always wanted to play, but like every time I find like that particular title, like it's kind of ratty each time. Like what was one of the ones I saw recently? Oh, like I wanted to play Xenogears. I already have a copy of it, but mine's kind of like iffy. Sometimes it kind of skips because the disc isn't that well kept anyway. So I was kind of looking actively for another one. But you know, we could emulate all this stuff for like PC and do like normal emulation stuff, but the tough thing is that PlayStation 1 is done for emulation. PlayStation 2 is getting there. PlayStation 3 is really tough to emulate itself. So games that are originally digitally for the PlayStation 3 you can't find anywhere else. They're gonna be really hard to find. Like the Fat Princess titles. There's some other ones there too, like Flower, all those kinds of things. Although those have been ported over to the PlayStation 4 and exist on the PlayStation Store, the versions that were meant for original hardware, like the PlayStation 3, only retain there. Like, for instance, this guy that I bought and showed in the last showcase is the Africa title, and they never had this on the PSN store, but only physical, so that's why I bought it, as cheap as it is right now, because I believe something like that will go up in price. So, with that being said, with all this news coming down, I asked my best friend Jason, I was like, hey dude, like, you still have your PlayStation 3? I know you were gonna throw it away, but if you have it, if you could donate it to me, that'd be great. How much do you want for it? He's like, no, just take it away. I'm gonna throw in a bunch of my other PlayStation hardware that I want to get rid of too. And I was like, cool, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it off your hands. And so he sent me a box with all his games in there, which I was like, sweet. Like, I'm gonna use your PlayStation 3 to archive a lot of those digital titles. I have a PlayStation 3 Fat machine, but because it is a PlayStation 3 Fat, it is unreliable at times. The hard drive is very old, and yeah, I'm afraid that if I keep games on there, and if it fails, then I'm gonna be SOL. So at least I have newer hardware that is much more reliable, that I'm able to keep, and it's a bigger hard drive as well. So okay, so big box worth of PlayStation stuff. We have here the PlayStation 3 Slim. This is actually the third iteration of the PlayStation 3. This one, as you can see, doesn't have a disc slot for it. It has the physical one here, so which is good because, I mean, since it's all mechanical instead of electronic, things are less likely to fail, and I can replace them much easier that way. So yeah, this is the smallest version of the PlayStation 3, which is cool. And yep, this is kind of dirty, but I'll decon this guy and everything, make it shine really nice and pretty. So yeah, it has like physical buttons here. Oh, see, there you go. See, physical button. Nice, instead of electronic ones. So yeah, this hardware is fantastic, very small, very quiet, and also very reliable for a PlayStation 3 system. So can't wait to hook that up and start downloading things directly to this guy. This thing just opened itself. Anyway, the two nice surprises that he included in this box, other than his other games for the PlayStation 3, he also threw in his PlayStation Go, or PSP Go, I mean, right there, and his PlayStation Vita, which I was like, dude, are you sure you want to get rid of these two things? And he's like, yeah, no problem. Like, he knew that I was doing this for preservation's sake, and he's like, I want to, donate it for a good cause. I was like, dude, like, thank you very much, because a lot of the PlayStation Vita stuff, once that's gone off the digital store, like, this library is going to be really, really tough to collect for and to preserve for. Same thing with the PlayStation 3. And so I was like, man, like, you really didn't have to, but I'm glad you did, because I'm going to start archiving a lot of this stuff right away before the summer ends, or even before the summer starts. That's my goal. So yeah, he gave a bunch of other cables. Let's see here. I had these taken out of the box earlier, but like two PlayStation 3 DualShock 3 controllers. He also gave me a copy of the PS Vita, his PlayStation Vita Luminous. This is like 4th time owning Luminous for me. But yeah, here's his games that he had also included. Start with this stack here. Gave me Fallout 3. Nice Bethesda title right there. Deus Ex Human Revolution, the second title. And this is cool. This is a nice one, actually. Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 5. Classic Bethesda title. Oh, this series is awesome. The Transformer Cybertron series. This is really good. Like, really, really good action titles right here. I feel like not a lot of like traditional gamers played this because they just assumed like Activision was banking on the licensing. But if you really play this is kind of like a really, really well done action title with beat 'em up robots and everything like that. Really, really cool. I played, let's see, War. This is War for Cybertron. The other one is what was the other one? I forgot what it was called. Fall of Cybertron, something like that. I don't remember. So, but this whole series of Cybertron is really cool. If you ever get to play it. Here you go, Injustice from the NetherRealm Studios guys. Oh, this is cool. This is Eye of Judgment. This was you had to use this along with the PlayStation Eye peripheral, and like yeah, it was a card-based game. You can all see there with a field on there, and so it was an AR type game. So you would set this playscape down, the camera would focus down on top of it, and all the 3D graphics and everything was overlaid, and you would play it through your TV. And that was really neat because like that was the first time for like that AR worked on a console, which is awesome. Going through this more, Dark Souls, pretty cool. I've never owned a Dark Souls game. I don't like those types of games, but I have Demon Souls, I have Sekiro, and I have I have a lot of them, but I don't know, I can't get into them at all. Uncharted 3, and this is mint, this is brand new. I don't know why he never opened it, but this is the Game of the Year edition, which is really cool. I'll probably not open that, keep it that way. LA Noire, awesome game. Man, this is a really, really good detective game. I wish Team Bondi was still around to make like a sequel. But man, this is really cool. This is an exclusive content one, so it comes with like this like what do you call it? Film, old school film rules. I don't know what the hell's in there, but I haven't played the game in a long, long, long time. So we'll see. What else is here? Batman: Arkham Asylum. This is my favorite Batman Arkham game. It was a much more focused type of title, other than the other ones that came down the line. Where's the other one here? Oh yeah. Then like Batman Arkham City. Like these are cool and they're open world, but I was like, what's the point? Really, I don't know. Was it the point because that was the fad at the time? I'm not too sure. Anyway, he also donated Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 13-2. with lightning. So never played Final Fantasy 13. I was really hyped that it was coming over to the Xbox 360 at the time, which was unheard of. Like having a Final Fantasy game also debut on a rival's hardware. That was pretty sick. But yeah, now I own both of these copies, which I never owned before. So I'm trying to get into the Final Fantasy series. I'm really trying. But it's really hard for me. I actually really like 15. I started playing that on my 360. Or I'm sorry, I started playing that on my Xbox One through Game Pass. So I was getting into that. We got here Bayonetta. So now I have a PlayStation 3 copy and an Xbox copy. And an Xbox One copy actually. And now I have DC Online. This is actually an MMO. I don't know if this is still running, but this became really popular. It started off really slow, and then like a lot more people started joining up once they started fleshing out the entire universe, and it became really good. Kind of like how Final Fantasy 14 is enjoying its like resurgence of popularity right now. Assassin's Creed is the only Assassin's Creed game I ever finished and played with Altair. Little Big Planet 1. Love this game. Although I have some really weird drama with that game also. Heavy Rain. Really cool title. Although these David Cage games get really weird after a while. I love the first what do you call it, version, not first version, sorry. Like their first title that they created in this gameplay style, cinematic gameplay style. Here in America it was called Indigo Prophecy, but when it was in the EU, I think it was like Fahrenheit 411. I forget what it was. I'm not too sure. But it was really cool. I thought that was like ingenious type of gameplay and storytelling at the time. So yeah, Resident Evil 6, the one that everyone thought Resident Evil lost the plot with, but they're fine now. Resident Evil 7 is the highest selling Resident Evil of all time. Street Fighter 4. And this is a collector's edition, so it's in here. Like no one plays Street Fighter Vanilla. Street Fighter 4 Vanilla anyway. Everyone plays like Arcade Edition or Ultra. Oh, cool. Oh, that's neat. So the special stuff comes in here. It's like a comic book / like instruction manual. In the art style of Udon artist, which is nice. That's cool. So you have Abel's moveset told in a comic book art style. And it goes through all the newer guys like Sea Viper. El Fuerte is probably in here. Rufus is in here. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if I'll ever play this, but it's nice to have like a little special edition copy of that. Alright, Mortal Kombat 9 with playable character Kratos. That's sick. I've never played Kratos in this series, but he's a like perfect complement to this roster and violent style of the NetherRealm Studios game. That's gonna be cool. I actually do really want to play that one. And here you go, Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I think Jason gifted me this one time for my 360. Love this game. Man, the ending of this game was freaking great. Jeez, like you would not expect this game to do like as much as they did, but this was really good. It's High Moon Studios, so if you like other High Moon Studio games, man, like this is one to check out. Definitely very underrated. So anyway, that was all my pickups for this PlayStation haul, and I'm going to utilize all this hardware and software and everything that I've got here to try to preserve as much as I can. Let's see here, the PlayStation, if you want to see the PSP Go, if you've never seen this before, so this is the second hardware revision of the PlayStation Portable, okay? I actually really think this is neat because this was so forward-thinking for its time, given that this is the only, let me see, console that was digital only, I think, at the time. The original PlayStation Portable had an optical disc drive built into it. This one does not have that. So it forgoed all of those normal physical hardware in order to make it cheap and to design it with like a little flip-up thing instead. So, like, I mean, it's wild if you were to think about this back when this came out, I think 2010, because you're like, why would you ditch physical media altogether? Nowadays, it's commonplace. Like, please, like PCs. When's the last time you bought a physical, like, box PC game for your PC? Right? It doesn't happen anymore, right? Same thing with like the Xbox One. I'm sorry, the Xbox Series S is all digital. You also have the PlayStation 5 digital edition. So it's like, this was way ahead of its time. A little bit too ahead of its time, because ultimately that's kind of like what people hated about this system, and it didn't sell too well, but the concept was really, really written down here. Really neat. But unfortunately, people were uncomfortable with that thought. So when the PlayStation Vita came around, when the PS Vita came around, they're like, no, we need physical slots. So they're like, okay, we're gonna make a cartridge-based system. So the cartridge slot is up here. So it goes up there, and it has like a memory slot down here somewhere. But yeah, so they got frightened of that whole digital only future. So they traded off with this guy. This is really cool that Jason was able to donate both of these. I'm really happy he was able to do that. Man, I'm going to utilize this stuff to the fullest right now and download as many of these games that I can to try to save them, which sounds so stupid. But yeah, I mean, you can do that easy with emulation nowadays, but it's OG hardware is just OG hardware. There's something about OG hardware that's much better than like a fake copy. I do like the fact, so now that I have all three of these guys, I do like the fact that there are certain games, like such as Castlevania, that is like triple compatible with this. So I could play it on my PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Vita, and the PSP Go. I think that's a neat feature that I remember, like MLB The Show, you were able to play on your PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 3 simultaneously, and the game saves and progression would transfer over. So it's like you had one continuously used career that's saved across the entire thing. I don't know if that's true against all three of them, but it is nice to know that you have like a backup on a backup on a backup. I'm gonna try to buy an SD card for this guy with the hack, so I could save much more games than what's internally available in this. I think. Let's see here. Yeah, this one comes with what? There's a 16 gigabyte card in here already, but that's not going to be enough for once you get into like the PlayStation 3 era sized games and the PlayStation 2 era games. The PlayStation 1 games are fine, but once you get up there, it gets really difficult to start saving up for those. And yeah, I powered these on. I didn't know if these were going to be powered up enough, but it looks like they're going to be okay. So yeah, man, this is going to be sick. Like, look at that thing. Look how classy that stuff was. You remember the T-Mobile games? The T-Mobile joint with the Sidekick? That's what this feels like. This feels really like fidget spinner worthy kind of situation. I might have to upgrade the hard drive on this. I'm not too sure how big the hard drive is here. But yeah, I'll probably upgrade the hard drive on there for a more modern hard drive, actually. I want a solid state drive built into this guy. None of this mechanical business that'll fail. We're going to put you in the 21st century over here. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I also hope that you plan on also preserving your PlayStation Generation 6 games. Like, it's coming down the line, guys. Like, they're going to shut down everything. And if we don't save this stuff, we might never have a chance to play those certain titles ever again. If you have any other family members or anything like that wants to donate their hardware, send it over to me, please. Just DM me or whatever. Whatever you got to do, I'll accept it. I don't care what it is really, or what condition it is. I could at least refurbish it or use it for parts. I hope you have a good one. Take care. Peace. See you later.